basically pushing the United States more towards the corner where it may have to act in a way that nobody wants it to act, but may have no choice.
China, the great faking dragon, the great demonic civilization. Not saying Chinese people are demonic. The Chinese people are wonderful.
But the Chinese Communist Party.
The Chinese Communist Party is a completely evil, wicked, satanic force. Understood as the red horse that wages war and destruction upon humanity. It organ harvests Falun Gong members, peaceful Buddhists who are meditating in a freaking park, and kills evangelical Christians because they own a Bible. And they'll bow to the state as God. They kill them, they literally tear out their organs and sell them through their federal medical hospitals, which can get you a liver transplant within 1 week. We covered that whole issue. The reality of a liver transplant can only be done with fresh liver, and also heart transplants with only fresh hearts. And literally people in the West have to wait years and years and years because you have to wait for somebody who's healthy to die, who has similar blood type as you, to be able to have that transfusion. Whereas in China, whoopsie day, you can get it in 1 freaking
Yeah,
week.
you can get livers to order. Yeah, livers
What does
to
that
order.
mean? They just killed somebody to get you their liver.
That's right.
So now you got blood on your hands because now you just murdered somebody. You colluded with somebody who's a known murderer and liar to get a liver. You took a liver from somebody who was living a week ago and then was killed for you to get your stupid transplant. See how wicked that is? That is so evil. Now, people don't, the big reality of China and Korea's relationship over the last 5,000 years is that Korea has been invaded by China umpteen times. Korea on average has been, invaded and taken over on average every 5 years. That's why I think the Korean people are in this perpetual state of servitude, serfdom mentality. They don't believe they can be sovereigns. They believe that they are slaves. Because it's part built into their psychology as being continually raped, ravaged, and pillaged. If you're beat up enough, if you're raped, ravaged, and pillaged every time by larger civilizations, and you're the small little peninsula, you will start believing that and there's no way you can be the center of your civilization. You can have sovereignty. The normal citizen can have sovereignty. Koreans cannot grasp that. It's very hard for the normal Korean to understand why sovereignty is important, why the second king is promoting sovereignty and firearms and things like that. The means of defending yourself. Of course, our sanctuary people can understand it now more and more. But the normal Korean, it's very hard. Because they're in a state of perpetual slavery, perpetual overriding, perpetual conquest, perpetual raping. You gotta have the weapons and the means to defend yourself to evoke fear in the enemy. That's absolutely critical. If the enemy only hears peaceful bird song, he's just gonna start wandering to new areas. And when he does that, he says, oh, they got hot girls here, man. Let's take this crap over. Gonna get these bitches. And then what do? They take over conquest and they rape, pillage, and plunder everything. That's why good communities must have the sounds of freedom. Bang, bang, bang. So when the predator is moseying onto the woods and says, dang, they got some hot chicks in here. I want to get this. I want to raid this hen house. Bang, bang, bang. Crap, 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 crap. What did I hear something? Bang, bang, bang. Damn, what does that sound? That sounds a little different. You see that? You got to have the sound of freedom. I'm not saying birdsong is bad or anything like that, but the birdsong, only the birdsong and waterfalls and birdsong, it may be great, but if you don't got the bang, 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 then bastards think that they can come in and do what they want. You best have your bang, bang, bang going on, intermittent spurs in with the beep, 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 the bird song. That's fine. And a waterfall. That's fine. But you better have your bang, bang, bang. They better know there's some There's some owner and sovereigns, and there's some people, and there's some powerful entities there on that mountain or whatever, that hill, that neighborhood, whatever, that will fight against them if they come and try to ravage, pillage, and plunder and rape. You better hear those sounds of freedom. Hear those sounds. They're literally, and now I realize it. The gunshots done by real sovereigns and people who are upholding the defense, etc., of their communities, etc., they're literally proclamations of don't you dare think about it. Don't you think about that, you predators. They're proclamations to the predators. Just like, for example, how lions will guard their territory by going, rah, right? They'll let everybody know that they're in that territory by putting out big sounds and dangerous sounds and say, oh my gosh, I better not walk through that forest. I just heard a lion. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing because we are now the apex predator. We are now the apex because we are able to create weapons and things like that. That's why I always train when I train the girls here or the boys, I tell them, don't be racist against weapons, even though it's not a race. I understand. Don't be racist against weapons. Weapons are force multipliers. They're essential for you if you're weaker, if you're less athletic, and if you're smaller. And in jiu-jitsu, the main principle is you're supposed to assume that your opponent will be bigger, will be faster, will be stronger, and more athletic than you. So you cannot be discriminatory against weapons, because weapons are your friends. They are your force multipliers. Having a little blade on you and knowing some basic jiu-jitsu, now you become a tiger because you got jiu-jitsu and you can defend that man away from you while he's trying to do something to you, and you can pull out your weapon, which is a force multiplier, and then now use it. And now you've multiplied the strength of your jiu-jitsu, like bam, 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 bam. You got your basic jiu-jitsu training, or you got your basic MMA training, but now you add the CMMA, which is the combatives MMA, which incorporates weapons. Now all of a sudden, now you got your firearm in combination with your jiu-jitsu. That fool took you down or something. Now you know how to fight off your back because you know real combat, and now you can reach for your firearm and you can bam, 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 protect yourself. You see what I'm saying? You cannot be racist against weapons. They are force multipliers. They're essential for people who are weaker, smaller, and less athletic. That means you.